unmute. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. Hey, Ruben Ortiz.
What's going on, Babz? How are you?
So I have Ruben Ortiz representing the Broken Umbrella Theater. They got a gig coming up tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? 8 o'clock at the Stack?
You know it. You know it. Saturday Night Westville.
So they're improvisational group, a gang, if you will. And they are funny as all get up. I went to one of their events, I guess early spring, because it was kind of cold still, a little chill in the air. And it was just the greatest thing I've seen in a long time. I laugh. So tell me about the history of Broken Umbrella Theater.
We've been going strong here in New Haven for 13 years.
Really?
This will be our 13th season. That is correct. It started with a small group of us. A bunch of us went to Muhlenberg College. Ian Alderman, who you know, Rachel Alderman, Ryan Gardner, Chrissy Gardner. There's a bunch of us. Anyway, we all migrated here to New Haven. We have Ian Alderman's our first artistic director, and he's an original New Havenite. And we all just came here, this magnetic city, and we just started making theater. It started small at Edgewood Park, and it just kept growing. So this is 13 years now. We've done shows in Edgewood Park for Art Walk, under a bridge. We did a lot of site-specific work. So we did Under a Bridge. We did a lyric call. We did a murder mystery.
I remember being under the bridge. I remember.
Yeah, that was about pirates, you know? We did a lot of crazy stuff. And we've just done, we did a Rector Square. In all of our shows, we kind of latched onto the idea of having using New Haven kind of as our palette. So we are inspired by the history of New Haven. And that's and after a while, you know, our families have been growing. We've been doing shows consistently, including Exchange, which was about the telephone. And the Exchange was invented here in New Haven and Milford, the first telephone exchange. Then we started delving into improv comedy. And again, since we're based off history, we are called the Regicides. And everyone knows the history of the Regicides. They're the three kings, Whaley, so Henry, King Charles I was sentenced to death by a large number of judges in England. And during the Restoration, where they restored King Charles II, King Charles I's son, he said, all right, cool, I'll be king, but I need to be able to get all these judges that, tried and killed my father. So Whaley, Golf, and Dixwell, three of those judges, and they fled and hid over there in the Judges Rock, all around New Haven and in the New Haven County area. So we use the Regicides, aka King Killers, as kind of like a little riff on using as a name for a fun comedy troupe. We have a lot of great members in our comedy troupe, including the one and only Frankie Douglas, who's just joined us here today as well. So
good morning, Frankie Douglas. Unmute yourself so you can jump in the conversation.
Good morning. I'm sorry I'm on my phone. I don't know why my computer just can't connect to internet, but
listen, I'm doing that daily. Don't you worry about it. I see you. I hear you. All right, so y'all are a motley crew of king killers.
We are motley, that's for sure.
So how do y'all plan to do the things that you do? Like, what is the planning process like?
You want to hit it up, Franks?
Sure. So every week we rehearse, which sounds kind of weird because people don't think that you rehearse for improv. But every week we meet up on Tuesdays, and we just play together. We just play games together. And a lot of the games that we play in rehearsal, we do in the show, but a lot of them are more to help us build skill, help us practice creating characters, help us with storytelling. And so, yeah, we get together for a few hours every week and just play games. And what else, Ruben?
It also helps us just kind of meld together, you know, it builds a camaraderie we just build a relationship. We've been doing this for how many years? Frank, you've joined what, 3 years ago now?
2019.
And we had done a bunch of shows prior to Frank joining us. We did a lot of studios with that whole crew, and Frankie jumped aboard, and then we started. Then COVID hit, right, Franks? I'm trying to remember this. And I think it was kind of comedy was healing. Regicides was a kind of a healing thing for us as a group and as a company. Like we stayed together, like we were doing improv just like this, like
on Zoom and
yeah, we were making up crazy characters, playing games. It actually worked in terms of training for us in improv because you actually have to listen because two people can't speak at the same time on Zoom. And when you're doing improv, listening is very important and knowing when to come in and speak. So it kind of, I think it helped some of our skills, right, Frank? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I think it also confined us to a very small window and having to make big choices within this like little box. And you couldn't be physical with each other. And I think that was like a plus and like a little bit of a struggle when we got back, like figuring out again, like how are we using our bodies to convey comedy. But I think it really helped with like some of the more nuanced pieces of like facial expressions and like,
100%.
changing the voice and stuff like that.
And we all finally got back into a room together once quarantining was done and all that. But obviously we couldn't have an audience yet, so we did Zoom shows for a little bit, and we have Ryan Gardner, who is one of our main technical designers. He's done some amazing work in the space that we have there at the Stack. And for temporary time, we had this like a straight up sound stage. We had a large green screen in the back. We had lights of all kinds, different camera angles. Remember that? For a while,
it was like a like hybrid. Like some of us were in person, some of us were still not comfortable being in person. So we all had green screens in our own houses. And then there are a couple of people, like maybe 3 people at the Stack at the studio, and then like a couple of us still on Zoom with our little home green screen. So it's been a weird journey.
It has been. And then, and also now that you see, you've been to that live show, Babz, and you feel that energy that's in there.
I love the space. It's such a cool idea of a space for however long that you could be there. It's such a cool idea. It's unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you give because of the time we're in, the fact that it's outdoors helps people's kind of just confidence and comfortability. Us being indoors, we have that garage door, gives us kind of like a little street cred, like we got a little something going on. But also we're also not your little, like I don't like to call us a community theater, because we have professionals that work like we have. You've seen our lighting, you've seen the stuff we do. We are like, I'm still a working actor. I have a master's degree in acting. I teach at ECA, I'm still in this. And we all have such a great quality, and we hold ourselves to a standard. And we all come from different walks of life. Like Frank is coming in here doing the crazy stuff that she does with her different background. We got Gaffney, who's insane in his own way, but again, brilliant technical mind. Lou Mangini, who totally from left field. We even have a doctor on our crew, like a legit doctor. Didn't she give you like a concussion exam, Frankie?
Last on Tuesday, was it not this past Tuesday, but 2 Tuesdays ago, the weekend prior, I was swimming at Rocky Neck and I hit my head trying to do a flip.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. She hit her head trying to do a flip in the water.
Oh my.
She hit her head in the sand. She comes to rehearse. She's like, guys, all right, I'm gonna do the show. I think I may have a concussion, but I think I'm okay.
Sure.
You got it, Frank? And then
Yeah,
take it away. What did Carolyn do? It was like the NFL. Like she went to like the blue tent and she gave you like follow my finger. Like can you go out there and play?
So do y'all charge for these performances? I don't know if I left money on the table or not.
It's okay. So one of the things we as a Broken Umbrella Theater have strived to do for the community is make sure that people can come see our shows. A lot of times when we did that show Under the Bridge all those years ago, it was free. When we do shows for the library in Manhattan, in downtown New Haven, anywhere, we've always asked for donations, and a large portion is a pay what you can aspect. So we do not charge, however, we do ask for donations. Sometimes, I mean, as you can see, we offer beverages for our guests. We want people to come in, have a good time, and not feel that they, like, trying to go see a Broadway show now is $100, couple $100. Like, you're in your neighborhood, you're in a community, maybe you've never seen something like that before. I don't want a couple dollars to stop you from coming out to enjoy a night with your loved one, or with a friend, or with a couple friends. But at that same aspect, if you could pay $5 for a beer, why don't you drop $10 on us and make sure you'll have a good time, guaranteed. And the money that we use goes a long way. At some points we try to, obviously pay our performers, because this is a lot of work. Like I said, we all have jobs, and we spend a couple hours every week. Figure if we rehearse 5 times a month, that's 10, 12 hours person, plus a 2-hour show. If we get paid a little bit for that show, that's nice. And obviously, and also Broken Umbrella Theater, since we are a company and we are a family, we've grown, we actually pay for babysitting.
Good.
So, and that's one of our largest line items so those of us who have children and want to come out and do some work but can't, because you have a kid at home, like we cover your babysitting.
So Broken Umbrella is the umbrella, and the Regicides is underneath the umbrella.
Exactly.
Okay, because Broken Umbrella will do productions, like theatrical productions, a play or something.
That is correct.
And then the Regicides is the improv piece where y'all get to do comedy and make us all laugh. Yeah.
It was also for us a way to keep us engaged creatively, as artists and as friends, and it was also a easy way to kind of get out to the community as well, because we rehearse on Tuesdays, and it's a small group of who can make it. Sometimes there's 5 of us, sometimes there's 8 of us, but us being able to kind of release play with our creative juices, and then show off and have a great time with the community to still keep us engaged, because for COVID, for 2 years, you didn't see anything. So we want to make sure y'all didn't think, oh, Broken Umbrella went away. No. We're still here. And, Regicides, we come to represent and make sure we kind of put our stamp, that we are still here in New Haven, and we are representing for our town, and for our town, and for our theater, and for the new theater. We have a new show coming up for the Regicides. We have our next show, like you said, on the 20th, and it's a Saturday night show. We used to do Tuesday night shows, and
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh my God!
So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. House opens at 7:30 there at the Stack. And we want to see good crew come out, and obviously we always appreciate your donations, but we want some laughs, and we do this rain or shine, right, Frank?
Mm-hmm.
We even have umbrellas.
One time it was raining, and I don't know why you guys have the umbrellas. I think it was from a show. I'm newer to the company.
Well, most of them are broken, but
there are a bunch of broken umbrellas, but like a couple of them work. And we had did we have poncho something? But there were a bunch of people in the audience. It was sprinkling a little, and we handed out the umbrellas, and it was just nice to see people come out in that and still be willing to support and enjoy the show.
Yeah, there's nothing better than I think it's kind of fun, Frank, so when we open the garage doors, we have no idea what we're going to see when we open the door. That's our improv for us. How many people are going to show up?
So do y'all feel supported by the New Haven community? Because y'all have a little bit of a cult following. You have people who really sort of follow and dig what you do, and are true blue fans.
We do. I mean, we all bring a bunch of people. Frank's. I mean, your parents come down. Your mom sat in the front row, yelling out. I think
everyone exactly has their little circle that they pull in, and I think we all do jobs that bring us to new people. So I feel like I try to slip that in there when we have a show coming up. I'm like, oh, did you know? I do improv. Come on, sometime.
And we have a lot of True Blue fans, and we're also looking for, we want new audience people to come out. That's why we do our shows. That's why it's a donation only performance. We just want people to come out and have a great time, and we want to see new faces in the house. We saw new faces the last time, and that was on a Tuesday. So we're hoping maybe Saturday we get a bigger crew. And this is going to start leading into like our next season. We're going to have a fall season coming up as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to do it outside?
Outside. We do second Tuesdays, So
Okay.
and then remember, just bring a little hoodie or sweater, cuddle up, maybe a nice little something warm. I don't know what's in that cup.
The best part is that the mosquitoes are gone.
The mosquitoes are gone.
I am ready for the less buggy season. I'm a fall baby, so I love the fall. And I'm really excited to not be sweating my ass off and not be surrounded by mosquitoes.
I feel you. I feel that. I feel that.
So we'll be doing second Tuesdays. We'll do a second Tuesday in September, which is the 13th. And also the 11th of October. And then we're going to try to rock 2 more Saturday shows, one on the 24th of September and one for open source weekend. What?
Oh, that'll be good, right?
Yeah.
That'll be good.
And that's going to be really an adult. It's going to be an adult one, and we're going to call it, it's a Halloween theme. So we're going to go with open source.
Oh boy.
So we're going to, I know. Okay. It's a working title, Frankie. I'm improv here. Let me go.
Okay.
But also real quick, just back for our show on the 20th, another thing that we want to do is we will have an improv jam after our show.
What does that mean?
So afterwards, we do our comedy, we do our thing, and then afterwards we'll invite some audience members to come up and play and kind of rehearse with us. So get ready, Babz. You got.
I'm not doing that.
Come on out,
I thought I wanted to do it, but when you said it, I was like, oh no, I don't think I want to do that.
No, but that's the thing. Like, there really is no wrong. Obviously, we try to, obviously we don't make things personal. We want to create a safe space, again, for the community to come and watch and enjoy. And also if they want to take part and see, maybe this is something they want to do, Can
you teach improv? Like, do y'all run workshops where people can learn? Because I would imagine this is a wonderful skill to strengthen your communication skills and some other things. It'll break you out of your nervousness and, all those kinds of things. Do y'all run classes or workshops?
Frankie, you want to tell them about our Ivy League experience?
Yeah, we do. It's not something that's like scheduled that we run like all the time, which we should talk about that because I think that would be pretty cool. But we were invited up to Harvard to do an improv training for the librarians.
What?
Yeah, and I think they've done
that's in and of itself is funny.
Yeah. So like librarians can be a little reserved. I'm not trying to like stereotype librarians, but it's a quiet job. So but they found that they were looking to increase their skills handling whatever was thrown at them. Like they do presentations and they, have to interact with people all the time. And so I think improv was just a great way to teach them to think on their feet and be engaging and loosen up. And yeah.
Oh, I love it.
We do. And we're also, during the open source, we're going to do a family improv training during the day. So while people are out in the neighborhood checking out all the artwork, we're going to have our studio open and have an improv workshop. So yes, we do, we can, we will. If any businesses want to hire us, let us know. We're not for profit. Come on, help us keep our doors open, keep that umbrella open,
And speaking of how do you keep the doors open, how do you raise money? Do you write grants? Do you get grants? Do you how do you got a benefactor? Like what's happening?
It's a majority of grants. We've had a lot of help. We have the National Endowment for the Arts. We got a nice big grant this past year through New Haven, the arts. So yeah, over a little bit over that, and also get a lot of personal. We have no big donors, but we do ask. We do the Great Give, and again, we ask for donations at every performance. And some people can't pay anything. Some people throw $20 in the bucket. And like every little bit, goes a long way. We're crowdsourced and we do what we can. So mostly by grants and funding from wonderful donors and contributors.
So what is the future of what you like to be doing with this? Like, where do you see this? Do you see it growing, getting bigger? Do you see it having more performances? Like, what's the biggest dream for it?
Well, right now, I mean, we started working with community engagement. I think when you saw us last, we did we had a couple. We worked with Creative Me, which is a early education like daycare in our same building, and also with the Alder Honda Smith from West Hills and her community, the Shack. And we got together and we did a whole bunch of murals. So if you're in Westville or in West Hills, you'll see on that bridge we have a bunch of murals based out on the bridge, and we have Isaac Bloodworth got together and worked with Creative Me along with Dime, and they did a beautiful portrait of his character named Joy the Black Boy, and they did a great big mural there on our building. So one thing is
beautiful.
Beautiful. So we're working.
I love it.
And then we're working with community engagement is one of the things. And the other thing we're working on is because we are based, we're inspired by the history of New Haven. Our whole new thing, and me as creative artistic director trying to think of some new stuff, was using the fact that New Haven, is full of history. Like literally, any corner you walk on down, or by, like, something's happened somewhere here in this town, and we kind of want to play with that. And as a Regicides and as a community, as a Broken Umbrella Theater, what we're going to start doing is playing with these histories and using improv to kind of create fun bits of like shows. So the next idea for our show will be let me make sure I get this right. It's be the histories of New Haven unabridged part 1. So kind of fun, silly romp. And so it doesn't have to go, and this is part 1, so we're not trying to go through, order, like it was founded in this day, and then on the next day was this. Like, no, there's a bunch of histories, bunch of stories. And what I could do, I could send you a link, Babz, later, so people can throw up stories that they're interested in hearing or knowing or wanting to be seen told.
I love it.
And that's kind of like our new project. And then our goal for that is Art Walk 2023. So we do have some time to start working on that. Yep.
Okay. And so you're pretty safe in your space right now.
We're safe in our space. For probably for the next couple of years. Buildings are coming down and new apartments are going up, and that's kind of how it works here in New Haven at the moment. So if anyone wants to house us for a little bit or wants us to do something somewhere, fortunately we do a lot of site-specific work and we have a lot of training in that. So we'll see where that goes. But right now our improv is happening right there at 446A Lake Street in Westville at the Stack in the garage, and you can't miss all the lights and the murals.
Yeah, and I think it's important people to know it's a garage. So don't be looking for like a traditional theater, right? Mm-hmm. Like don't be looking for that. Be prepared to look for something a little unusual, and then you'll find it, and the lights will guide you. So so you've got a few women in the troupe, right? Got a couple of women. Do you think that you'll grow the troupe? Like, is that the idea, to grow the theater group and the improv group? Is that a sign of success, or do you like, no, we got a good core, work well together? The idea is not to make it 20 people.
You go ahead, Frankie, hit it.
You have to unmute yourself.
Sorry.
That's
what
right.
I gathered is that we're open to it. That's part of what these jam sessions are, to,
You're still muted.
I don't know what keeps happening. Okay.
That's all right. Technology is its own beast, let me tell you.
Yeah, so I was just saying that it's something that we're open to, and that's kind of part of what the jam session is, like seeing what interest is in the community. And I think not just for the Regicides, but I'm sure Broken Umbrella at large is interested in, local artists who are interested in getting into this. And I think if we got to a point where we had a ton of new talented people who are like, we really want to be in the Regicides. I think the way we did shows would start to shift a little, like maybe not the 15 of us doing one show, but maybe we break it up and, 7 of us do it on Saturdays and 8 of us do it on Tuesdays. Or I think it might shift like how that starts to look. But even if it's not us growing, even just bringing people who like the craft together, through jams or whatever, if they come and they are vibing with each other and they're like, hey, let's start one, like we don't hate that. Like, like we just want people to be, enjoying this and supporting this and more people in this community.
Exactly. I mean, we want new faces in the audience, and we also want new faces in our ensemble. Like that's what we're looking for. When we started, we were a ragtag group of people that, that knew people from other people that had just all worked together at either Yale or went to school together. And, people have kids, people have jobs, people have moved away. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to bring new faces in. And also by doing this new idea for a concept for our show, New Haven Stories, it's not your traditional, let's sit here and create a 2-hour play, because that's what we used to do. We used to get in a room and work for 3 hours, 3 times a week to write a show. It took 6 months. So that's why we needed the babysitting. That's why we needed the food and the time. Here it's like, hey, you want to play with us? Can you get together and work on a 10-minute sketch and do little bits by little bits to see how we can kind of expand this audience, bring people in, bring in youth, diversify our ensemble as well. I mean, luckily, again, I'm teaching ECA, so I get to meet some great young talent there. And there's a lot of people. I have a number of people who come up during our Regicide shows, say, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing next? Can I do this? I'd love to be a part, or how can I take part?" So, just making sure we get the show dates out and letting people know that we are doing jam sessions to kind of, see I mean, it's always an ensemble, you got to vibe, you can't just walk up into this and be like, hey, I want to act. Like, no, we need to be cool first, we're going to have a good time, it's part of the, we're an ensemble, we're a crew, we're a family, we're a bunch of, like you said, we're a motley crew, but we stay tight, we stay strong. And like people are joining our ranks little by little. And we will definitely looking to embrace more new local talent and some fresh new faces. Yeah.
Because y'all are the only improv company in town, I think. I don't know anybody that's doing what y'all are doing.
I think there's there's a group possibly around the area, and they do musical improv, but I only heard it in passing. So if I can find them and check them out, I thought that was really interesting and funny to hear. So,
all right, well,
but they're not.
You're killing it right now, so we'll take it.
Well, I love what y'all do. You created a space for yourselves that nobody else has the same kind of space for. You're in a cool space, and y'all are a really cool group of people. Some of the nicest people I've ever met. Just engaging and funny. So I love it. So yeah, I think I will be in the audience because I just can't get enough of that kind of stuff.
Yes, we're gonna get a
see if I
Babz
can drag
signing.
some people with me, bring some folks with me, so we can all just get a good laugh. Because God knows we all need a good laugh right now.
Mm-hmm. You know it.
So, all right. So it's tomorrow night. Doors open at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Blake Street.
446A Blake Street in Westville.
Yes.
Donations are highly accepted. We do offer refreshments.
There's parking.
There is parking. If not, grab, hang out in the village, grab some food at a local spot, grab some coffee, pistachio, go check out some art Lotta, and then come out, check us out and laugh your butts off, and bring a sweater or not. I have no idea what the weather's like. Rain or shine, we're doing it. We got umbrellas.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for being my guest this morning, and say hi to Lou. Say hi to Lou. Because I know he's like doing, he's got a job to do too. But all y'all got jobs, so I appreciate you coming on this morning and talking about the show for tomorrow. So again, folks, want to come see the Regicides, and tomorrow night at 8:00. It's a good show. It's a funny good show. I'll be there. You be there. Let's all be there. Thank y'all for being here this morning,
Thanks,
Ruben.
Babz. Oh, thank you
y'all.
so much.
And I will see y'all tomorrow night.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Have a good weekend anyway.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Thank you, Harry. I'll see you later.
LoveBabz, Love Talk. Here we go.
All right. I don't work that into your little show. I know y'all.
You never know. You never know.
Thank you so much.
How's that? Are we still on?
Yeah, you can jump off whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, that's really thanks so much, Babz. I'd love to talk to you more sometime. You know, we got to get together, hang out. All right.
I'll meet you at Pistachios. We can chat it up.
All right, I'm down. Take it here. Love you. Mwah, this is so much fun.